Okay, if you're in V-Day classes, we did the similar figures. We needed some practice on this because on the test for Unit 6, a lot of students didn't do well on the proportions. So anything that's similar, any two figures, triangles, or any figures that are similar are going to have proportional sides, which means if you write it in a ratio, something over something equals something over something else, they come out to the same number. And the angles are the exact same. So the angles Q would be the same degrees as angle T, R would be the same as U, and so on. So if I was to do a couple of these problems, I'm writing proportions for all of them, and then I'm going to cross multiply and solve. So RS is written second and third in this triangle, so it would correspond to UV. So I'll draw UV with a solid line like I did RS. And then QR is written first and second, so it corresponds to TU. Okay, once you know which parts correspond, you can write the proportion in a bunch of different ways. But you want to make sure that you compare two things that are actually matching. So if I do 54 on this top triangle over 36, then I have to start, so since I did RSQ's triangle first, I would have to start with the 24. One of the ways I can get this wrong is if I started with the x plus 5 next, because it doesn't match up with this triangle. So essentially on the numerator here is the triangle RSQ. So everything on triangle RSQ needs to be on the numerator. And then this bottom triangle is TUV. Okay. So then I cross multiply. When I multiply 54 times x plus 5 equals 36 times 24 is 864. Okay, once you get to this step, you want to think of it really as a new problem. So you're no longer using this anymore. It's just a straight algebra problem. A lot of people get confused because they still think there's something that they need to divide, but only you're dividing to find x, but you're just solving this linear equation. So if we distribute the 54 to both terms, we get 54x plus, and then 54 times 5 is going to be 270. And then you can continue on the algebra. And x will be 11. Okay, on number 2, the triangles are similar. This one is tricky because a lot of students want to do 20 over 8 equals 15 over 2x plus 3. But 8 is the only part of those three things that is not a full side of the triangle. So what I mean by that is if I separated this triangle out, I have triangle ADE with a 20 and a 15, and then I have triangle ABC with a 28 and then a 2x plus 3. So if I did 20 over 8, 8 isn't actually a side on here. 15 and 22x plus 3 are. So my answer is going to be off. So now that I've separated them out, I can use my proportions. So 20 over 28 equals 15 over 2x plus 3, and cross multiply. Okay, then you're going to distribute and solve. So you can pause this, try it yourself, and then scroll to the answers to make sure you got it right. Okay, so all the rest of these are the same process. When it says find PR, you still have to find X first, and then once you get X, you plug it into whatever segment they ask for. Okay. So same process over and over for this. When you get to, I'll do one or two more, but when you get to 9 and 10, these you just need to set up. You don't need to solve. So just set it up. Because the algebra is, and I'll go ahead and do actually these two to set it up. The algebra is from algebra 1, you're solving quadratic. So AG is written first and second. It matches up with FL. And then GN is going to have to go with LS. So 24 over X equals x plus 7 over 6. So when you cross multiply this, you get 24 times 6, I should probably know that, 144, equals x times x plus 7. And when you times x by each of these, x squared is what you get, so I'm not going to make you solve those. It's not really a geometry standard. You did this in Algebra 1 last year where you moved the 144 over and you worked backwards from FOIL to distribute, but all I care about is that you can get this set up. Actually, this part is good enough. Okay, and then on this one, same thing, just setting it up. So CE is written first and third. It goes with YE, and then SE and JE. So 18 over, and I can actually put 18 over x plus 1, or I can put it x over the same thing on its triangle. So these are both on the same triangle. But if I did solid line to dotted, then I would do solid line to dotted. And then that setup is all you need. Okay. So 180 is equal to x minus 2 and x plus 1. Again, we don't really solve quadratics in this course, so if you got to this, you're good. Okay, I'm going to do one of the quadrilateral ones on the bottom. So LM is written second and third. It goes with QR. And KN must go with, they only provided us two sides, so I know KN has to go with PS. So 4x plus 4 has to go with RQ, as 7x minus 9 goes with 60. Okay, so you're going to cross multiply this and solve 60 times 4x plus 4 and 48 times 7x minus 9. So at this step, again, you ignore this now. You're treating this like a new problem where you're just doing distributive property and then solving linear equations. And you continue to solve the algebra. So I'm not going to solve it for you, but you do need to finish solving this one for x. Okay. That's similar figures.